Let's share a link. Oh, not this again. Why does Discord log me out like this, bro? Peace, bro. This week, new font. I don't care about a new font in Discord. I really do not care. Wesley Wild, what's good, bro? Haven't seen you in the chat before. Appreciate you pulling up, man. Boom, 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 boom. Let me just set up while we get populated up in here. This. Boom, boom, no, 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 no. Let's see here. Triton Extreme VST? What's that? They made a is different from the Triton? Let's see here. Triton Extreme VST. Damn, this shit said it came out in 2021. Drop that new Whitney Houston banger. How much does Korg want for this? It's probably like it's playing through my mic. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know what I would do without you, bro, because nobody else tells me these things. They don't want you to win. Where's OBS at? Desktop properties. Vault 2. Huh. Really? What is going on? I don't understand. Oh, I know what happened. Haha. Loser. Q mixes. There we go. Y'all hear what Khaled is running his mouth about? Yeah. Khaled's 100% right. Khaled spoke no lies. Khaled has an issue. Khaled has an issue with tone. Khaled has an issue with tone and delivery, right? So music people do not like confidence. They hate confidence. Music people hate confidence, right? Which is weird because hip hop is all based on like confidence and braggadocio. But especially like today's music producers, they cannot stand confidence, and they especially cannot stand confidence from people who are crazily successful. They do not like that whatsoever. When you come off when you like when any of these people go on and they have an opinion about what people economically beneath them are doing, and they don't speak about their situation as with anything but like humility and I'm just happy to be here and by the grace of God and all that stuff, then the message gets instantly rejected. And this is a law. This is a law of human nature. And it's not until it's not until you understand this part of human nature that you can be able to look past people's tone and really get what they're trying to say. Right? I seen what did he say? Cuz pretty much how can I find this quote? Look at this, bro. DJ like Av bro, Av made a video about this 3 years ago. He did this reaction 3 years ago. And every year this video by Khaled makes it on the timeline. Right? This video is 6 years old, by the way. The video is 6 years old. And what he was talking about was in the context of producers and beat makers, right? And let's just see. I want to pull up the one that's going around on Twitter, so we could all have the correct context. Da-da, da-da-da-da. 20 seconds, right? 20-second clip. 20-second clip. And I don't know how this is still a thing, but here we go.
Too easy. Producing changed. They made Logic. They made Fruity Loops. It's called Too Easy. It's called you tell the computer what to program. That's why you see everybody as a producer and a DJ now. But it takes a great producer like me to tell them sounds is garbage. They're fake. Don't fall for the trap. Produce.
So that's a really short clip of a longer conversation, and it's put on a timeline every year to trigger the FL Studio user base into some type of social media retweets and getting into it, right? Name a beat produced by Khaled. I'll circle back to that, because Khaled's made some good beats. Khaled is like, first of all, Khaled didn't call himself a beat maker there, right? Khaled didn't say a beat maker like me. He said a producer like me. Producers don't have to make beats. We got to stop doing that. That has to end. Like, at least if we're gonna have the discussion, like if I'm having this discussion here on this channel, right? A producer is a producer, and a rap producer isn't a different definition than a music producer. We're talking about music producers, right? And that's important because that's the context that Khaled is talking about. You know what I mean? Like, nobody who gets into the music industry and actually gets the producer role, like the real producer role, not the I made a beat and somebody rapped on it and I got producer credit, but the people who actually produce music, like they're proud of that role. So it's a couple things, right? The first thing that we need to look at is the laws of human nature, right? There's an amazing book that you guys should check out. It'll help you out so much, right? I love Robert Greene books. I love Robert Greene books because it teaches you communication, like really effective communication, right? This book, right, and a lot of people shit on Robert Greene because 48 laws of power, but whatever, you're soft, I get it. But the laws of human nature, it's not about like trying to get ahead or step on anybody's toes. The thing that people really don't like about the 48 laws of power is the take credit for people's work. People get that all fucked up, right? But that's what Steve Jobs did, and everybody celebrates him for it. You know what I mean? If you want whatever, we're not going to do 48 laws of power. So the law of human nature, it breaks down people's like reactions to discussions, right? And this was interesting to read, like when I was like really getting into like doing YouTube and social media and stuff. It helped me out a little bit. So here's the thing: whenever somebody makes a declarative, definitive, confident statement, right? Say me and you were talking, and it's just me and Keyflow, and I tell Keyflow, if it's not something that's a known fact, right? Like, for example, the sky is blue. The sky is blue is a known fact, right? Sky is blue is a known fact. Okay, boom. When it comes to things where there's a gray area where two people can have a difference of opinion, once I state my opinion with a confidence, it instantly puts whoever I'm talking to on defense, right? No matter what, it's a super human and natural reaction. If I tell you something with great confidence, you're going to go on defense because you're going to interpret my confidence as, because we might have a disagreement. So in your mind, before you can even get to this consciously, subconsciously, you're going to be responding to like, who the fuck is this? Why does he think that I'm smarter than me? I need to assert my dominance. I'm a male. We're all fucking competing for food. We're all competing for women. I can't let this motherfucker get this off. Like, all of that happens in your head, and then boom, disagree. Boom, disagree. And you're on defense, right? So Khaled comes out and he says, you don't even know what the question is. You don't even know you don't even know what he was asked there. But you just hear him say with a great amount of confidence, it takes a great producer like me to let somebody who's using FL Studio, and right there, boom, you done lost the plot because you're on defense. You are no longer accepting and processing the message that the dude's trying to give you. You're like, who the fuck is this that he feels like he could tell me that my sounds are trash? And then we get to name a beat produced by Khaled, which we can. All we have to do is type beat Novocaine into the Google machine, and we'll start going through the beats that Khaled made with his own two hands on his own MPC. They're out there. And they're not like bullshit songs. They're fucking albums. They're fucking what's it called? They're the hard songs on Fat Joe albums. Before Khaled dropped We Global. And it was his beats. And they're fucking sample-based boom bap beats. Super grimy. Like, they're the grimy songs on Fat Joe albums. There's one of them was like, one of them's a fucking story track, which is awesome. So the whole Khaled's never made beats, like, that's cap, you know what I mean? That's a not everybody fucks with like Fat Joe outside of his hot singles. So that's fine. Everybody doesn't know everything about rap, but that's where that's coming from. So once we get past like once we all agree, like, you know what, I heard, the first thing that he mentioned was Logic, right? And to illustrate my point about people getting on defense, if you go down Twitter and you look at those reactions, not one Logic user stepped in. Not one Logic user stepped in. And he named Logic first. Right? He named Logic first. Not one single Logic user popped up. Nobody tagged the Logic producer that's won a Grammy and said, hey, Logic producer, how do you feel about this? It's only FL Studio people. That's interesting, right? I'll tell you guys a story. So me and my buddy, we play Warzone, right? And Warzone is groups of 4. We play quads, and we'll link up with a couple other people. And sometimes we'll troll, right? So we got into a lobby with some guys, we profiled them. They had like kind of southernish accents, a little twang. And my guy has this shtick where he'll like troll like people who like you think could possibly be Trump supporters, right? He'll be like, oh, you're not one of those mega MAGA guys. And the whole point is to, get under their skin, and we noticed a phenomenon that happens with these guys. And these guys, without ever calling them racist, without ever accusing them of being racist, if you bother them enough about Trump, they'll instantly out of nowhere, and this has happened more than one time, they'll offer up, I'm not racist. You guys make everything about race. You guys make everything about race. Right? Which is funny because me and my boy are both white. You know what I mean? So I don't know how that comes up. And if you've ever called out somebody for being racist in person, or on a Zoom, or somewhere where you could hear their voice, or in a COD lobby or something, if you've ever called out someone for being racist, or witnessed somebody get called out for being racist, they're actually doing racist shit, or you have good reason to believe that they are racist, those people lose their shit, bro. They lose their minds. They lose their minds. They start yelling at you, vehemently defending themselves, right? So, for example, if one of you guys was to, try to play with me and, and be like, oh, CMP's racist, right? That would be hilarious, because I'm fucking not. You know what I mean? There'd be no reason for you. How dare you? I start, all the things that, no, because I'm fucking not, bro. It's like the same thing. It's like the same thing with Kyrie, right? Oh, you're anti, and he's just like, I'm not. Like, guys, like when something's preposterous, you don't vehemently defend it. But man, those fucking Fruity Loops users, whenever somebody says that, their dog's a crutch, they pipe up crazy. Bro. Like, they pipe up crazy. The fact that this clip is 6 years old and it got a bigger reaction today than it has ever gotten, this, because it pops up every 6 years. It lets you know, just by the laws of human nature. And I'm telling you, check this book out, because this is where I'm getting this from. I'm not just making this up. There's something to this. It lets you know. It lets you know that they feel that way. That's what that tells me, right? Keyflow says, my boy Lee, who primarily uses FL, didn't care. He knows what he's capable of. That's my point. Right? Because the raw ass FL, like Ninth Wonder didn't write a dissertation about it. Because Ninth Wonder's nice, bro. You know what I mean? Like, but there is, when you're like, and like, going back to Khaled, right? Khaled is a terrible communicator in interviews. He is awful at it. Absolutely terrible. The shtick and the role that he plays, it works for social media because he creates all these clippable moments, and he leans into that. He super leans into that. But if we look back, like, if we take all that out of it, right? Because now we have an understanding of our reaction, right? Of our defensiveness. Let's go back off on defense and really listen to what he says.
Producing changed. They made Logic.
Bro, look at the way this is presented to you. DJ Khaled hating on FL Studio. And the first thing that he said was Logic. It's fucking weird, bro.
Producing changed. They made Logic. They made Fruity Loops. It's called Too Easy. It's called You Tell the...
Okay. It's called... So the context of this is like, they're like asking like, what's different about today's music, right? And he's saying producing changed. You know what I mean? Producing changed. It's called Logic, right? It's called Fruity Loops. It's called, you tell the computer
what to program.
What to program, right? So, first of all, you don't tell a computer what to program, right? You program a computer what to play. What's the obvious? State the obvious. You guys are fucking being weird in the chat. State the obvious. What's the obvious? All right, so when I see when that pops up and I see somebody say it's called you tell the computer what to program, and I see that pattern of you're making those types of mistake in your diction, that is not the hallmark of like a strong communicator. You know what I mean? This is somebody who's trying to say something and they're saying the wrong thing. And in my opinion, what he's saying here, in the context of the question, what changed from the way things used to be to the way it is now is the tools have changed. And as a consequence of the tools changing, right? Because remember, Khaled's a DJ. And I don't know if there's any DJs in the chat. But the reason why a lot of DJs transitioned into making beats was, one, because like they already had money for DJ gear, so they could, and they were making money off of it. So they were able to get into it. And then not only that, you're sampling from records. They know all the records. They have this catalog. The DJs are the curators. Hip hop production, right? Hip hop beat making is about curation, right? So, for example, you go and you buy a drum kit, right? If you buy a drum kit today, there's not one original sound in there. I don't care whose kit you buys. I don't care what Illmind tells you. There's no original sounds, right? The only people that you're seeing with like original sounds is like someone like AJ Hall, right? Or Al Hug. You know what I mean? The guys who have the instrument, they're recording it, processing it, and giving it to you, right? But taking sounds off of old drum machines and putting, you know what I mean, like a dub preset from UAD on it isn't like, that's not originality in the and that's not an original sound. We're saucing up existing sounds. There's fucking nothing wrong with that, right? But we're not accurately describing. And dude, that's what like half of my irritation comes with like hip hop media and shit like that, is because people, they just don't accurately describe what's going on, and then then I got to talk to you guys about it via my inbox, like, hey CMP, like, what do you think? And I'm like, oh my god, so annoying. So dude, Khaled is speaking about what's different from today. What's different from today is the tools, and as a consequence of the tools, what has been lost out is the ability for the beat maker to curate. Right? Okay? This is what has been lost. What has been lost is the ability for the producer to curate. I would like to present Exhibit A of my argument. You know why this is valuable? You know why everybody fucks with this? You know why every new producer starts here? You know why? The browser, man. The curation. It's the curation. This is what this is about. You've got the charts, the top packs. They're made by recognizable industry insiders and producers, people that you trust. No original sounds in here. No original sounds in here. None. Nobody's making these sounds brand new. The I Invented Trap sample pack. You think Southside made this? Orchestral drum. This is a curated pack, right? Because I'm not saying that this isn't valuable. This is insanely valuable. Do you know what's insanely valuable about this? Is that a proven hip hop super producer hit maker, right? A vanguard of the trap genre has said, "Hey, buddy, here's some drums I curated for you because we all got the same shit," right? And everybody loved it. Everybody fucking loved it. Nobody said a thing. Do you know what the audacity, to me, this is how I interpret it. And you tell me if I'm tripping, right? If this guy, because it's all about delivery, he didn't get on New York radio and say that I invented trap, right? He just made a pack called I Invented Trap. The delivery's different. You only got to pay $7.99 and you could download the whole thing. It's on Splice. You already have a subscription to that. The delivery is different. We got different delivery here, right? So this is nice. On top of that, this is what Khaled is saying in the next part of, oh no, where is it? This is what Khaled is telling you.
They made Logic. They made Fruity Loops. It's called Too Easy. It's called you tell the computer what to program.
So once you like, okay, so we got that, right? We're all out of our feelings about that. We understand that what he's saying is the difference from back in the day and now is the tools, the computer's doing a lot of work for you. And because of that, the community is suffering a specific skill set, right? And this is undeniable truth. This is undeniable truth. Another skill set that the community is missing, right? And it all depends on how I present what I'm about to say, because I could come here and I could say, you people are so stupid that you don't understand the basics of audio and you have to email me about how to set up a send and return. If I said that, you'd be like, no, I know audio basics. But if I presented it another way where I was like, because of computers, I never had to hook up a wire to anything. All I ever had to wire up is some speakers, So busing, routing, sends and concerns, they're a little confusing to me. And I had to watch some tutorials on how to do it. And hooking up a patch bay, forget about it. That was like that was like Chinese. I couldn't get that for a week. When in reality, that's day one audio stuff, right? So that's another. So there are clear examples, and there's more, but there's clear examples of, because the tools changed, the skill set in the people who didn't use the older stuff, they're missing skills, right? A lot of you guys are missing skills. So, what does he go on to say?
That's why you see everybody as a producer and a DJ now. But it takes a great producer.
And all of you, every one of you in this chat has, either to your producer friends or in this chat or in another chat has at one point bloviated or opined about the oversaturation in the producer market. Why does it take 4 people to make a trap beat? Right? So he's still not lying. There's no lies here.
So like me to tell them sounds is garbage.
So this is the hardest part, right? Because first of all, he called himself a great producer, which is an opinion. So instantly we're on defense. So let's stop being on defense. Let's stop making it about, is Khaled a great producer or not? Is Khaled somebody who could tell me it sounds garbage, right? Because what those two sentences were, they're the same exact thing as what's it called? Southside selling a pack of samples of which you have every single drum sound. You have every single drum sound in the pack that Southside gave the Splice. You have every single drum sound. On top of it, he called it I Invented Trap and gave it to you. Do you know why? Because it takes a great producer like Southside to tell you those sounds are garbage. They're fake. But if it's delivered on Splice, there's nothing to talk about, right? Touchtone, what's up? So, you guys, give me some feedback on that real quick. I need to grab me a drink. Yep, I reconciled that method when looking at liner notes on a record with studio musician credits. So, and there's a lot of like really disingenuous conversations about this, right? So, you know, not every a lot of people like when something like this. So most of the people who use a DAW, I'm gonna tell you like this. Most of the people who started producing using a DAW, it doesn't matter what DAW it is. Most of the people who started using a DAW, they are missing numerous fundamental production skills, right? But have the audacity to demand that you call them a producer when they've never produced a fucking song, right? That is the general truth. And there are exceptions. But the exception is not the rule. So, I'll give you an example of what producing a song is. And this is not up for debate, right? Because this has already been established in the music industry for 80 fucking years. So I'm not going to argue with anybody about what a producer is because we know what it is. We're not going to do that thing where it's like, yeah, but hip hop came in and for 5 years the word bad meant good. So we get to no. So look. First song I ever produced, right? I was in a rap group. Right? I was in a rap group and we were recording a song, writing it, recording it on the same day. And we had 4 guys. And we got this track called, what was it? It was the fucking it was a song called Cross the Border by Philly's Most Wanted. I'll show you guys the beat. So you could get a taste of the vibe. Bro, my first productions were on fucking 4 tracks that the lo-fi kids are buying now for vibes. So is this shit right here, right? So we're on this instrumental.
Yo, once the mo start dripping, hoes start tripping. Tell her my name, boo, you know we all hitting. But look, my man, I got 3 drinks in me stuck, and I ain't trying to talk, I'm trying to fuck. If the pussy gets wetter, chicks, I never sweat her.
So this was an important song, like this was an important like little vibe, because instrumentals didn't come out frequently. You know what I'm saying? This is Gilly the Kid, by the way, for the uninitiated. So whatever, man, they didn't the shit didn't come out frequently, and this was like a Pharrell instrumental that, you know, we had, like, everybody was fiending for a Pharrell instrumental. The industry, you know, we wanted one to rap on. This was the Pharrell instrumental. We ain't even really fuck with this song. Nobody fucked with Philly's Most Wanted. We were nobody, like, this is Florida, bro. Nobody was a Philly's Most Wanted fan. We did not vibe with this song. I won't forget, like, this hook is so bad.
I'm getting, and what will you do? Don't believe me. Only feel comfortable around Ray Charles and Stevie, so I'll take it across the border, mama. And what will you bring me back, mama? Don't forget to bring me back what I need tonight.
This no, bro. I don't know what y'all were doing in the Northeast, but in South Broward County, you know, North Dade County, we were not fucking doing this. But it was a Pharrell beat. Everybody loved Pharrell. So 4 people, right? We're in the hot ass room in Miramar. No AC. Okay? We're getting ready to we're right into this. And the problem with this song is that it has 2 16s, and then it's a 12, right? So, you know, prior to this, when it came time to you know, to write a song or whatever, you know, everybody just write their 16, the verse, you know, everybody didn't know how to count bars. This was an awesome time for me, because this was when something like magical happened in my head. So we're hanging out, doing what you do, eyes getting low and what have you, and I'm listening to this beat, and we still haven't, nobody's like, for you to step up and format the song in this group of artists, you had to like really have something. Most of the time, if it was 3 people wrote a verse, but this was like everybody was kind of looking around like, yo, we're gonna start writing our raps. I guess maybe everybody won't make the song. It was like one of those things, right? And when I'm writing and I'm listening to the beat, up until this point, like, I could count bars, but I would have to have someone count my bars as I read my rap. Like, I couldn't do it in my head at the same, like, I couldn't rap the acapella in my head and count the bars at the same time. But something happened with my brain today, that as I was writing, that snare was popping out and hitting my rhyming words, and I was able to count my bars as I wrote the rap. I wasn't even spitting it. It was just in my head, right? So boom. Once that happened, I was like, hold on. Like boom, like I just unlocked a new a new skill in the skill tree, right? Boom. So I counted the bars for the whole song, and I see that, okay, so we got two 16-bar verses, and then there's this 12 at the end, right? And nobody had written a 12 to this point ever, So I'm looking around and I'm seeing how far everyone is. One of my boys is kind of struggling. We called this song "Ride, Mommy." God, I wish I remember that hook. It was a good hook too. And yeah, no, it was definitely the Crip, bro. Chivas knows what's up. So I count out the birds. I see it. All right, I see these two guys are done. I'm like, hey guys, I got an idea for the format of the song. Everybody could get on, and here's what I'm doing. So, and I wrote, I was like, you get a 16, you get a 16. You finish the hook. The hook is good. And then I'm gonna do 8. But before I do my 8, bro, why don't you just line me up with 4 quick bars? You know what I'm saying? Just let me get 4 quick bars, and that's the song, right? That Pharrell made that beat, but he did not produce Ride Mommy, right? He produced Cross the Border. I produced Ride Mommy on a Pharrell beat. You see what I'm saying? I did not make the beat, but I produced that fucking song. You know what I mean? The reason why I picked Where People Went was the vocal tone. You know what I mean? So the reason why I wanted my boy to go to do 4 in front of me, because my pitch was high, like the tone of my voice is like, back then I rapped. I was still, I think I was like 18, so I was still rapping out of my nose instead of from my gut. And those guys, they were more like my boy who went before me. He was like more like trying to rap like Rock from Helter Skelter. So we come like this, So it's just like boom. So it'll go down and then go up, and then we'll be out to the hook. We'll be done. That's the first song I ever produced. So that's why, for me, at least personally, I've never got it confused about what a producer was. You know what I mean? Because in that moment, I knew that I had produced that song. Like, does that make sense or nah? Oh, Key Flow's back. So I don't know, man. Like when it comes to people when it comes to people posting clips of Khaled, especially this clip of Khaled, 235 comments on a BeatStars. It's like what are we even talking about? But yeah, bro. So I don't know, man. I hope I don't. I hope I don't. I hope I don't ever see this. I hope I don't ever see this meme again, bro. Cause what this is like when I see this, I just see a lot of people who don't know anything, who haven't accomplished anything. You know what I mean? Being like showing this, like, oh, Cal is making a beat without the MPC on. like Khaled's making a beat. Khaled's making a beat without the MPC on, but he's doing. I just like just for you know. Khaled's making a beat without the MPC turned on, and this is his backyard. You know what I mean? Like, that's what he looks out his window and sees. Like, that dude lives on Biscayne Bay. Like, he lives on this. You know what I mean? This is Khaled's gated community right here. You know what I mean? Like, this is this is his spot. So it's like you're talking about someone who got to this. You're talking about someone who got to this through music, and you're just like mad definitive about like what he is and what he isn't. That's crazy to me. That it reeks of emotion and defensiveness. So I don't know, man. The all I wanted to like get across from this idea is, one, check out this book. Seriously, check out this book. It'll help you understand why people react the way that they do. You know what I mean? It'll help you to understand not to put people on defense. Or if you're doing content, right, and you want to be like hot take guy and drive like attention and velocity that way, this book will teach you how to trigger people. That's the other side of it. You know what I mean? So you can get all types of people in their feelings. And if you're like that TikTok page that originally posted this, that took this like type of outrage marketing to the producers of TikTok, then you could just look for those type of people. Like if you want to be like Repost Gang, you can look for those type of people who are having, you know, those types of confident opinions that put people on defense, and run your account up all day. But yeah, man. And then we got to get out of this like idea that, you know, you need to make a beat to produce a song. Like, you do not have to make a beat to produce a song at all. Ever. Never, not once. You do not need to make a beat to produce a song at all. You totally don't. You don't need to make, and what's even crazier is you don't need to make a beat to be more important to the song than the people who made the beat. And that's like the crazy part. But it's true. It's fucking true, bro. What do we pick up for Black Friday? Yo, I think a lot of people I think a lot of people went light on Black Friday this year, man. I didn't see a lot of the people in my Discord and in my group chats, they're just like kind of got everything, you know. The 99 full Akai Instruments deal was too short. Vapors, do you use standalone? Yo, I'm telling you right now, bro. Those, like, I look at everybody who bought those Air instruments, because they're Air instruments. Everybody who bought them Air instruments for for like to be like on VSTs, like I look at y'all with side eyes. But if you're on standalone, whoo, those air instruments are fantastic. Well, then produce a song with no beat. Then laughing emoji. No, James, the just because the producer didn't make the beat doesn't mean there's no beat, you know? Like there's more, listen. There's more country, rock, pop, disco, R&B, and classical music than there is hip hop songs. And all of the genres that I responded to, all the people who produced on those songs didn't make the beats. As a matter of fact, we in hip hop, because and it's what Khaled is talking about, because there's such a low barrier of entry, that means that we are also a low information community, right? We're a very low information community. Like, so hip hop is the big thing when hip hop was out is hip hop is music. Hip hop is music. So we fought. I was there. We fought to be considered music. And now that we're considered music and accepted as music, we can't say that we remade the definitions for all of the jobs, roles, and criteria that is in music, in the music industry. When we're the new guys, right? It doesn't make sense. So that's how you produce a song without a beat. But a beat, what we call a beat, the rest of music calls a backing track. You know what a beat is? You know what a beat actually is? A beat is just the drums, right? But we don't know that. And because we're too cool to say like, hey, we made music without knowing anything about it, we have to say, yo, we made music, and on top of that, we're just going to redo the definitions. And you don't just get to do that, man. You know what I mean? Like, you have to have some humility and say, you know what, bro? I didn't know that definition. I didn't like if we were in a room with people who are musicians, right? Someone who plays keys, someone who plays brass and bass, someone who plays, you know, guitar, right? And you were in there, because this has happened to me. Because I'll be around musicians and they'll be like, oh, you play? Well, I don't play, but I make beats. What do you mean you make beats? So you do the drum tracks, and they'll all say you just do the drum tracks because that's what the beat is. You know what I mean? When you listen to, like, you know, those old like freestyle songs, and you know, like they'll be like, give me a beat. You don't hear the instruments come on. You just hear the 808, the drum machine. That is not the bass, right? And this lack of information for what we're classified in allows people to take advantage of us business-wise. But nobody wants to take responsibility for that. So if you come around and you're just like, I do beats, and then you get into a situation where somebody who doesn't know a lot about hip hop, you know, but they know everything about music, but they don't know a lot about hip hop, and they're like, oh, you just do beats, you get credit as being a beat maker, as being the drummer. That split looks weird. You know what I'm saying? Instead of you know. Keyflow says the hip hop community argues too much about who did what. That's a lot. The not being a producer argument is nil. The issue is he put down people using new technology to get on, and the MPC was new technology, and it helped him get on. No, Jay Diggity. So that's not what he was saying at all. What Khaled was saying, because they were asking him like what changed about music, so he was saying what changed is there's new tools. He's just pointing out that the tools changed, right? The second part of his statement was he's like, but you need somebody like me to curate the sound. And what he didn't get a chance to say, because it's a short interview, is the reason why that is a fact is because when you start off just using a computer, you are missing fundamental skills about music production. I'll go a step further. If you start off just using a computer and doing music through email, right? So if you're not recording rappers or writing raps on your own shit, like if you're just making music and putting it up and people are rapping it and sending it back, there's so much about making a song that there's so much about producing a song, bro. Producing the song, right? I don't even think I think saying that you produced a beat is fucking weird. You know what I mean? Like, people don't like. Nobody cares. It's a beat, bro. They released the instrumentals for the Chronic 2001. It didn't go platinum, right? They released the acapellas for the Black album. It didn't go platinum, right? Because those are not songs. Producing a song is both of them together, right? That's what it is. So what he's saying is, because of this lack of skills, there is a need for somebody who has that skill to come in and be like, hey, I know you guys have the capability to make all of this music, but let me produce it so that it comes out sounding as best as it possibly could sound. Because if you are left to your own devices, you're going to be missing a wealth of knowledge and a skill set that I have honed over years of making music longer than you have. That's what he's saying, right? That is what he's saying. The way that you can know that that's what he's saying and not what it is that you all are interpreting it as is that, you know who he started his career with? As DJ Khaled, making albums as DJ Khaled, the producer artist. He started his career with the Runners. Do you know what the Runners produced on? The Runners produced on Logic. And they made the hits for his first 2 albums. Right? Khaled doesn't have those successes without the Runners making those beats. He does not. And then everybody who came after the Runners, FL Studio. So he's not saying that people who use FL Studio is whack, because he's also calling himself a great producer. And he's saying, yo, you guys are making great stuff. We made hits, right? I was saying something earlier. I don't know if you were here, Jay Diggity, but I made this point earlier, right? If you call, like, I'm sure all of you guys have, like, either seen this or experienced it, right? But if somebody does some racist shit and you call them out on it and they actually are racist, they're going to freak the fuck out. You know, they're going to be like, how dare you say that about me? I would never do it. But if the person isn't racist, they're going to be like, dude, you're out of pocket. No, it's crazy. Shut up. I can't believe you would do that. No, no. You know? Because if you're not something, you don't need to vehemently defend why you're not it. You know that you're not it. Because that's who you are, right? So FL Studio people are missing a huge set of skills. People who've only produced in FL Studio. They are missing more skills than other DAW users, right? Not because of them, not because of talent, not because of aptitude, not because of situation, not because of how their beats sound, but because of the way that FL Studio names things. Like there is a professional language amongst DAWs. For example, Slide notes. Slide notes don't exist in any other DAW, right? It's called portamento. It's called having a great producer like no. But it's called portamento. Or it's called glide. But there's no such thing as a slide note. Because of that, it's harder for FL Studio people to, one, use another DAW, right? It fucking kicks their ass every single time. Or communicate with people who use other DAWs. You know what I'm saying? So then it leads to like these myths like, oh, you can only do drill glides in FL Studio. You know what I'm saying? The fact that so many FL Studio people have jumped up to like to say that was somebody hating on FL Studio users lets you know that somewhere they know that they're missing a certain part of the skill set of beat making. They know it. They know it. You know what I mean? It's just like people with Scarlets know that their music could sound better if they got a new interface. But they're at like that Scarlet stage. You know what I mean? So when you tell somebody, right, like, yo, shit would sound a lot better, you know, if you were listening through it through another interface. If I tell you that, you're gonna be put on defense, because how could I possibly know more than you about your music, right? J Reality says, FL producers come to my studio asking me to put flanges effect. And I'm like, what the fuck is flanges? You mean a flanger? Yeah. No, I know, bro. I remember I was at a session and we were in a it was the studio. It's an awesome studio, right? It's an awesome studio, but it had been gutted. All the cool stuff had been taken out. And the B room was just a pair of Genelecs, a pair of big Genelecs, and a Scarlet. You know what I mean? So like it was a recording studio, so they just had Pro Tools, you know. So my homeboy brought his MPCX, and we were, you know, cooking up on the MPCX, hooked up, line out into the Scarlets, playing on the Genelecs, chopping samples, making trap beats, all, you know, like the, you know, just fucking, and we were going fast, and you know, these two other guys were there, and they were like super sad. Because, you know, we was like, yo, you guys want to hop on the MPC? And it's like, oh, if I had my FL. And it's just like, dude, you don't need your laptop. Like she uses Reason. She made a beat on here. You know, bro, this is his first time using the MPC. And, you know, I've seen it. I've seen it a bunch of times. And just because that's true, right? It doesn't mean that great music hasn't been made with FL Studio, you know? And I still don't understand why people can't separate the two. Like, what is so hard about that? Because it makes sense. It makes sense for Hit Boy, you know, to be like, yo, I made these beats, you know, for Khaled. You know, or anybody else to be like, yeah, we used that FL on the Khaled album, you know, OZ, whoever. It makes sense for them to say it. There's maybe like, you know, like 40 people who it makes sense, because they're, you know, they've put in, you know, the time, you know, working on Khaled stuff. But I mean, like, all the fucking FL Studio Twitter, like, then people don't have no reason to talk, bro. Because again, dude, this guy is trolling you with his MPC, right? in his home studio, which has Osbergers in there, the big boys and the big Genelecs, right? And when you look out the window, you see Biscayne Bay, right? And when you look out your window, you see a parking lot. You see a parking lot. So why are you like have deep feelings about this guy? Like you've got so much work to do. You've got so much work to do, man. You got so much work to do. You know, when like how how oh, bro, many years, you know what I mean, bro. Motherfuckers is looking out the window of their townhouse, looking at guest parking. You know what I mean? looking at guest parking. Got a girl sleeping over, hoping her shit don't get towed. You know? Khaled go outside and get on a wave runner. You worried about your jump off's car getting towed. You didn't tell her. You didn't tell her about you didn't tell her about that. You didn't tell her that she wasn't allowed to park in the yellow space. What's up, Av? Caffeine Stew says AI music creation. What do you think? Caffeine, what's up, bro? I never seen you comment on my channel before. I appreciate you tapping in. How did you find out about this stream, if you don't mind me asking? Kiflo says it's been revealed that the drum machine is indeed on. Yo. But James says it's all about feeling. It doesn't matter what you use. It's definitely all about feeling, right? Like, so fuck Khaled, right? Whatever. Can I tell you guys what I think about like the tools changing? Because I dude, I think Khaled's right. I think Khaled's 100% right. I don't think he said anything wrong. I think we all agree that Khaled does not know how to talk to people, right? Like he does. Like, dude, he says some weird shit. Like the way that he holds his watch up, he's like, it's a chandelier. It's a chandelier. Like, what? That is weird, bro. That's really weird. Or when he tried to get the I like what Drake like off, that no. We don't need that. We don't need that. We don't need that. What was the other bad one? Dude, before God Did came out, before God Did came out, like, bro, when he was doing those God Did skits and it had no context, like it was weird. It was God Did. It's so weird. But can I tell you guys what I think about his point? Right. So his point is that the changing of tools in music production leads to the newer generation, right? So let's take all the stuff out of it because this has happened before, right? For example, James, good point that you bring up about Motown, right? So in order to participate participate in black music during that era, you were going to Detroit and you were in the songwriting camps or performing in the bands, from the Motown label, right? That's you going to Hitsville, USA. So the skills that you had, if you wanted to make beats, was you knew how to play the fucking drums, or you knew how to play the bass, or you knew how to play guitar, or you were a part of the string section, right? You had musical skills. You could probably read music, whole nine. The MPC and samplers come out. Now you don't need to do none of that, right? Timbaland didn't. So, because all he had to do was take existing music and put drums underneath it, and just add his feeling to it. There was a sequencer that was going to record his performance and loop it and replay it, right? But he couldn't read music or play the bass. Nobody would ever look at the musicians who were saying like, hey bro, you don't know how to play instruments, and then be on the guy who don't play instruments side and be like, he knows how to play the MPC. The MPC is an instrument. The ASR is an instrument. And remember, like, that's what happened. They started calling the turntable an instrument. Turntable's not an instrument. Could you imagine calling, like, Apple Music an instrument? Like, people do amazing things with turntables, but I mean, come on, guys. It is not the same thing as an instrument. So it's the same cycle that we have here, right? It's the same exact cycle that we have here. It's the older guys saying like, hey, I know how to do something you don't know how to do, and during those let's play some music here. Hold on. Because those musicians being like, yo, y'all boys with them samplers, like that's not instruments. What the hell? That's how you get this.
In the crib dreaming about Learjets and coops, the way Salt shoots and how to sell records like Snoop. I'm interrupted by a doorbell, 3:52. Who the hell is this? I gets up quick, cocks my shit, stop the dogs from barking, then proceed to walking. It's a face that I seen before. My nigga sing, he used to sling on the 16th floor. Check it, I look deeper, I see blood up on his sneakers, and his fist gripped the chrome 4/5. So I dip, nigga. Is
now this is my favorite producer from this era. Fucking 6 July, Nasheem. This beat, TONY, they share something very similar. And it's these epic string buildups.
You got to go. Somebody on the time I was locked up with you. True indeed. But yo nigga, let me proceed. Don't fill them clips too high, get them bullets room to breathe. Damn, it was like, yeah, went out of town, blew the fuck up. D-Rock.
When he's telling the story about when he's telling the story about Buddy, who they're gonna do, who we're about to ride out on, they're the string parts that they're playing don't repeat again. It's like it's built up for each different thematic element. You know what I mean? Like they went deep into music. They didn't just like find a sample. We're working with nothing. Oh my god, it's just a vibe. Like no, they injected music into this shit, and the overall outcome was amazing for it because there was something that somebody who's just producing on the SP 1200 or just producing on this that they could benefit from more. They could benefit from a musician, and then boom, here comes Stevie J to play the strings, do the keys, write and compose that piece. You know what I mean? Like so so you need that. You need that, right? Yeah, and then they put Biggie on it to tell a story about shooting somebody. But that's why I agree with this. That's why this is true. So fucking Caffeine Stew, like this is weird. Like anytime I see someone with an avatar, like just asking a question like this, it's like, bro, are you a bot? James says, all I'm saying is don't put yourself in a box by listening to people making rules. This was created with no rules. Yeah, no, there's definitely no rules, right? There's definitely no rules. But if my name is DJ Khaled and I'm making the DJ Khaled album, right? And you want to send me a beat and I tell you to change the snare, you're changing the snare because it's the fucking DJ Khaled album. And I make hits. You know what I mean? Like, and that it's not a rule. You can use whatever snare that you want. But when it goes on the DJ Khaled album, you know what I mean? As a matter of fact, I'm going to change the snare for you, bro. You know what I mean? Because you only need what, $15,000 advance and producer credit? Yeah, for sure. I'm changing the fucking snare though, because it's the DJ Khaled album, and I make hits. Renee Gunyon wrote a book, Reign of Quality. It's about anti-tradition, counter-tradition, counter-initiation, etc. That sounds awesome. I want to read that book. Kiflo says he want to dive into granular synths. What's a granular synth? They found out the key of the sample by ear, not by the computer. That's nuts. Yo. You guys ever try to do that? Listen, back in the day, I could no. Like like bro, I'm gonna tell you like this, bro. And I think this is true of a lot of fucking keyboard producers back in the day, but I was not a sample based producers until I got Melodyne and I could find the bass line, because like trying to figure it out, like that was, I did not have the patience to learn that skill. I did not have the patience to learn the skill. I could do it. I could do it now with like 80% accuracy. Like I could find three keys, right? But where I always like fuck up on like a minor is I can't tell if I'm going, if I'm going like 4 5 6 or 1 2 3. You know what I mean? So sometimes sometimes I'll find the fifth and sometimes I'll find the first. Like that still gets confusing to me. Not the McDonald's ad. Have you guys seen the new slate limiter? Let's make a beat real quick and use the FGX2. I know God did. The hip hop community needs to stop cannibalizing its own. What do you mean? Yo, how come Caffeine never told me how he found out about this stream? He just wanted me to talk about AI music. Nito Brown said DJ Khaled would. Oh, bro. James, you from Florida, bro? You believe that's what's up, James. You believe in you believe Nino Brown? Like everything he says? The way that he says it? Like you don't think he puts a little sauce on it? Yo, that's what I was saying, James. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing, James? Anyway, nah. I mean, it's cool. It's cool though, bro. Like, I don't like. I know, especially like a lot of people in Dade do not like Khaled. You know, because he's not I know you guys. I know you guys. Like, trust me, bro. Like, I used to do. Like, listen, man. I used to do hip hop. I used to do hip hop in Dade County. You know what I mean? Like, we used to. we used to perform in Wedwood before it was built up. You know what I mean? We used to perform out on 11th Street across from Gold Rush at Studio A next to Space. Like all of my hip hop shit was done down in Dade. Fucking and the people in the underground did not fuck with Khaled at all, bro. So I get it. I get it, man. I mean, can we agree that Fab Filter Pro is too easy? Like, can we agree that knowing the exact note of the frequency on the low pass filter that I'm using is just like that's way too easy, that I don't I don't even need to listen to what I'm EQing when I'm making this cut, because I know I just want to get rid of the bass that's below the third octave. So all I have to do is find the root note of the third octave and low pass it all. Like, it's too easy. like that shit is too easy, bro. Like this was like, Yeah, bro, it's too easy. Like it's like this part is too easy. You know what I mean? The part where like an awesome producer would come in and they'd be like, "Hey, this is in a this beat is in F and this is a great beat and we could probably make a whole song out of this. But what if we found a sample that whose key was in C? You know what I mean? Let's just play around with an idea. Like what happens if we put a C minor sample next to this? And we did we did a little switch up. Put that in your little easy machine and smoke it and see what it sounds like. Take that, turn that off. That sample is not for this, but you know what I mean? Like that's like the kind of things that you would try, once you start bringing in more people into it. Ryan, I'm glad you got started with Studio One, bro. That's what's up. But all right, so we got a beat real quick. This is all about having some content for the damn limiter. So let's see what the limiter is talking about. Oh, Mike, you missed a good one. You missed a good one, buddy. You missed a good one. All right, so we got FGX2. Right? Which is crazy because I love Pro L. But this guy right here, if you already own the original version of this, which if you didn't, I'm sorry. But dude, you get this. This is a free update, which is amazing. I can't believe this is a free update. Not that they added a bunch of crazy shit to it, but they added everything that you need to it. So let's check ourselves in God Particle. Bet. So that's it. Boom. Let's take the God Particle limiter off. So you got your I don't know how to turn these side chains off and on. Like I don't know what to do with that. So you've got your input signal here. You can drive it, right? This is they call this the FG comp. I just use it like an SSL comp, slow attack, super fast release, right? I wonder if they have a yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. I would do the attack a lot slower and the release a lot faster. Melody definitely sounds like Charleston White saying "Nana and a boo boo." Now I gotta find another sample, bro. You just fucked my life up. You just destroyed. You just destroyed my life, James. We'll do this. This shit, first of all. Why? Why was I making bro? I don't know why I made a pack of samples with no highs, bro. Why did I do that? Guitar and flutes. Here we go. This man said "nana and a boo boo," and then I couldn't unhear it. Nobody asked you to be in here anymore, sir. Good ass sample. All right, so anyway, back to the plugin, right? Boom, FGX. And then this is just like that same. That's you just like they make it super easy. We're just gonna give you the opportunity to turn up the gain. they took this from the Better Maker, where you've got this sideways meter, which was in the original FG. Then they give you the you can do the needle meter for left, right, or mid side, which is awesome to have. And then you have your loudness down here, right? So you can target and then what you're at. The way this reads LUFS is definitely different than from what the Studio One level meter reads LUFS from. So you got to kind of, and it's also different from like what FabFilter reads LUFS as. So, you know, got to kind of use your own discretion there. But it gets super loud, super fast. These right here, I don't know if like I still like that's cool to be able to do. I'm glad that I'm able to do it, but to be honest with you, if I'm going to do that, I'd like to do it in like an EQ like this, because this is a really awesome EQ, and I also paid money for it, so we must use it. Yeah, Bax EQ is one of those EQs that makes me feel like I'm using hardware. But it's got like the SSL shelf, the 7K shelf, and then I also like to do I like to do low end bumps around like between like if I'm using my Fusion, it's going to be between 70 and 90. So this gives me 3 options: 74, 84, and 98, which is to me to like to have those options to do your boost. Like that's awesome, bro. Just throwing T-Rax Classic Clipper on there good enough? Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, but I've been collecting plugins for too long, so I gotta come with different recipes. This is just dope because I had the license to this, so I gotta try it out. Cause this was my go-to for so long, man. I made so many loud ass songs with this. cool that it lets you adjust this value here to be able to see. Oh, you could do this too. Oh, you could do the whole. I like how it lets you resize it and zoom into the transients. That's kind of fire. Hold on. You know, it's cool. This has a snap. Like you'll notice it when you push it up. This has a snap to 1 dB, which lets you know that that's very common. I remember people used to argue with me about that. Like, you don't need to make it 1 dB. God, YouTube has changed so much. Everyone's gotten so much better at making beats, bro. I love that. I know a dude who has this and a manly massive passive, uses it on highs and lows and the manly on his mid-range with mastering. Oh man. Oh man. That's got to be fun. That has got to be fun. Yo, what? Bro. Bro, my boy said Jersey Club, but it's the song Rough Side of the Mountain. Maybe you try the loud mode? You want to hear it? I don't ever like those modes. I'll be honest with you. I always like the clear or the transparent modes. Loud never makes me happy. Loud mode is really good at bringing your 808 like to like the super front and center. Like, can you hear that when I go between the two, how the 808 drops? It doesn't like drop out, but the way it gets pushed back. I think I like the loud mode on this one. The loud mode is nice. You guys talking about Sandbox? Oh boy. Oh. Oh, I see what you're doing here. I see what you're trying to make happen. Oh boy. James, you downloaded this? Yo, Ad West, I don't know why you would try to close my pop-ups, bro. Like, wouldn't you want to support my pop-ups? Yo, but like, my question to you is, like, how did you come across this information? You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? Create a trippy feel with your tracks with this custom LFO effect. Our Black Friday launch has ended. The full version of the Sandbox plugin will be available to the public soon. Kyle Beats made the plugin. He hustled us bad, bro. What do you mean? You bought this? Who bought this? What the hell happened to my camera? Which one of you guys bought this? You bought this, James? You came to this webpage and bought a VST? You paid $10 for this? Listen, I'm telling you right now, like when it comes to like like VSTs, like I'm not like the vital synth guy. I'm not the fucking I am not the guys, I'm not the cheap plugin guy, bro. You know what I'm saying? Whatever's happening in cheap affordable plugin world, like that's another planet to me, bro. Like I don't I don't I don't really give a fuck what goes on in cheap plugin land, bro. I don't like I'm like, dude, I would rather have 20,000 subs and not talk about cheap plugins than have 100,000 subs and have to fucking hop on and talk about every goddamn plugin and have an opinion about it. I will tell you guys all about the plugins that like I use, that I love, that are fire, that I think like genuinely help with your stuff. If you don't got the God particle right now, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like if you don't got if you don't got that, you're missing out. If you don't got standard clip's only $25. If you don't got standard clip, you're missing out. So, what's my favorite plugin? Right now is God Particle. God Particles got me like God Particles got me not turning my hardware on, bro. It's just like this shit. Yo, the Apogee Clipper is nice. The Apogee Clipper super nice, bro. I don't like I cashed that God particle yesterday for $50. Yeah, you did it, man. You definitely did it. I God particle so raw. Like just this is the plugin right here. This is the guy. This is the guy. You use God particle with the hardware. Yeah, I got a nah, trust me, bro. I got right there on my input. Whenever whenever like if I wanted to, like I got a template to run all this through, through the Fusion. The switch is still on the desk. You turn it on at any time. Throw everything through the summon mixer and go. But I only turn that stuff on. I only turn that stuff on right now if I'm making money. You know what I mean? If I'm if I gotta make some money and show off, I'm gonna turn that shit on. If I don't have to make no money and show off, I'm just, God particles. So I don't gotta turn that shit on to. You could, cause you know what that's about, Touchstone. You got all the hardware too. It's about that. It's about that little, little vibe, little hair on the track, bro. You know what I mean? You already know, Touchstone. Like that shit. Bro. Like, listen. I live in Florida, and I don't know where you live, but I know it's somewhere hot as balls because I seen them overhead shots of your house and nobody's got grass, right? Like, I feel like you live in Arizona or New Mexico or some shit, or somewhere or somewhere down in like South Cali or something, right? And that you get to turn it on the Fusion and you get to turn it on the Air Phoenix. My God, bro, fucking Phoenix. So you get to turn it on the the Fusion, and you get to turn it on the preamps and everything's, and it starts to get a little hot in the room. Starts to get a little warm in the room. It gets real warm now, and then you got all that shit turned on, and then you got your lights going. You know what I mean? Like, bro, I'm not turning all my hardware on to stream online when the God particle sounds like this, bro. Like, bro, the God particle sounds dope. Like, this beat, like this shit sounds heavy right now. Like, bro, I turn that up and my plates are shaking. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like that's what I'm saying. Like, when I use the God particle, I don't like listen to it and be like, man, I really want to put that. I really want to put that through the fusion. I really want to hit that drive circuit. You know, like I don't get that. And even if I did, like, you could use something like this, and it's all there. Like, it's really all there, you know. And what's crazy? Hold on. What's crazy? What's crazy is, like, with the fucking God particle, I don't even really need a limiter. Their limiter is dope. Like, do you hear a crazy difference in quality between the almighty Slate FXG and the God particle limiter? Yeah, so when you ask me what my favorite is, like, this is why, bro, cause like high key, you know, if like, dude, I'm not gonna use that FXG plugin. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. That's gone. You know what my template says? Look, I got two beat making templates now. Both of them are God particle. One of them is for this is my summing mixer, and the fusion, you know, this is with my analog routing going out the Apollo 8XP, and this is for the this is for just in the box, you know. That's how, like, like that's how much that plugin has, like, changed my experience in the studio. Hands down favorite plugin, bro. As good as some of the plugins are now, a lot of having outboard gear is the marketing. It's just to let them know you could take it there if you need to. Yo, that's that's facts, bro. That's like so much. so much gets lost in the discussion about hardware and plugins and what's and what's good enough, because like people like yeah. Let's see. Money Mike says, like when I moved into the studio, they had a better maker and a real SSL comp. My mastering didn't get significantly better because I was already nice and because of the Zulu. But people see the gear and they want to send me their mixes. I'm not mad at it. Yo. Yeah, see, because here's the thing, right? Like analog gear, it sounds better, right? But it doesn't sound so much better that you can't make something that you can release and a lot of people love um without using it. You know what I mean? Like you can totally not use analog gear and make something that, can like be like Lil Uzi Vert's Futsal Shuffle. You know what I mean? You can make you can make all of those all day long. You definitely can. You definitely can. And if you use, but here's the thing about plugins, right? So, like what Touchtone is saying is true. Like the way that compressors, like the ones that you still hear it the most on is compressors and EQs. The way that hardware compressors deal with transients and shit, you have like you can't use the same setting that you have on a hardware compressor on its clone in the box. You need to use like two versions of that plugin and do serial compression to get the same sound. You know what I mean? So since everybody's different, everybody has different ideas about like music and whatever and blah blah blah. You know, so everybody's gonna have a different idea about it. Go to a pro mastering studio. They usually have one or two Weiss modules. They're different, so the VSTs are exactly the same. The VSTs are expensive as shit, bro. The limiter is like $500, but for making a beat, streaming on YouTube, like the God Particle sounds like, bro, it's there. Like it's the sound. Like, dude, they really made a plugin with the sound in it. I got the Weiss stuff. It's overkill but dope. Yeah, I did a demo of the Weiss limiter, and it was like it was not like, whoa, I gotta pay $500 for this, because if it was like I gotta have this, I would have paid the money for it for sure. But this shit right here, bro, you get shit so loud with this. Bro, this is at 8 lufs and I'm getting no distortion. I'm getting 8 lufs, no distortion, just using the damn Spins 808 and a short kick and a loop. And we're at we're at 8 lufs. You put a vocal on it, you probably get to 7. Can you unlink the God particle? Nah, they haven't added anything like that. It's all just it's all They just do it in one signal. It doesn't have oversampling on it yet either. I mean, which for me is fine. Like for what you're trying to do, you don't need to oversample. It's got some type of side chaining application. I don't know what that's about. But yeah, this limiter is awesome. What's crazy about this plugin and why the limiter is so dope is because it's only doing 2 dB of gain reduction. Not even it's not even doing 2 dB of gain reduction. It's 1.8, right? And you're getting 8 LUFS. Sometimes oversampling is a fun flex on what your Mac can handle. Oh yeah, no, oversampling is definitely like bro, like let's get this out of here. Boop. Let's see here. Oops. So we'll go, we'll do oversampling, and let's go 32 times oversampling. Very CPU intensive. Are you giving me warnings? What? I'm pussy? Huh? God bless the M1, bro. God bless it. Let's go 256 times oversampling. Let's do it. Let's get crazy. Yo. Two fifty six is what was too much sauce. That's where it said stop. It said, take your. It's just like, what do you? It's like, you're not serious. You don't need that much oversampling. You're already on 48K. Relax, bro. Gotta love a good clipper. Yeah, guys, but I'm gonna get out of here. Can we all just agree that next year when they post the DJ Khaled video, we're not gonna all like retweet it and cry. about how DJ Khaled fucking sucks and is a goofball. Just keep it simple. Don't be basic.